everyone. A very happy new year to all our viewers. You're watching the news here on Magic Bricks Now, India's first property business channel. I'm Krishna Kumar. It's a brand new year and change is in the air. Let's see what is making headlines at the moment. The Urban Development Ministry resets the parameters for urban planning in 2016, approves investment of 42,000 crore rupees for the development of basic infrastructure and affordable housing. Home buyers in Maharashtra get a 3-month window. The state government has left ready reckoner rates unchanged for now. Will now review the rates in March. The Pune Municipal Corporation offers homeowners a discount of 5 to 10% on property tax if paid before the 30th of May. The corporation hopes the move will encourage tax compliance. The central government is pushing the pedal on urban development. The Urban Development Ministry has reset the parameters for urban planning in 2016. It also approved an investment of 42,000 crore rupees for developing basic infrastructure and affordable housing. How will this benefit citizens? Will the government's ambitious plans get a boost from this move? My colleague Deepa Rana gets us this report with all those details.
The government has indeed revamped the rules of urban planning in 2015. The centre has approved 42,000 crores for affordable housing alone, out of which 19,170 crores are going to be for the infrastructure of water supply, better drainage, public transport, open spaces in 474 cities in 18 states under the Atal Mission Plan, which was launched in June 2015. Under Amrut, infrastructure gap analysis has been formulated for service level planning, for which the centre will provide 50,000 crores from its kitty over 5 years. The Urban Development Ministry and Poverty Alleviation Ministry have together identified cities that will need centre's assistance on basis of objective of urban population and the urban local bodies that are there. Also, a new beginning is on the cards as the citizens and the stakeholders are going to be participating in centre's policy together. The centre has promised 4 lakh crores for various policies like the Smart City Mission, the housing policies and construction of 2 crore houses under the Prime Minister's Awas Yojana.
On to some New Year cheer for home buyers in Mumbai, Navi Mumbai, Thane, Pune and other property markets across Maharashtra. The state government has decided to defer revising ready reckoner rates to March. The new rates traditionally come into effect from the January 1st. Kavita Krishnan is here with some more details. And Kavita, thank you so much for being with us here on the news and Magic Bricks Now. What does this mean for home buyers? Kavita, tell us that.
Right, Krishna, just like a car, you know, when you're buying a car towards the end of the year, you try to take advantage of the fact that rates will probably go up starting January and there's a last minute rush to buy cars. Similarly, people who want to register property or people who want to buy property try to buy it before December 31st so they do not have to bear the brunt of ready reckoner rate, of the increase in ready reckoner rates if there is any increase announced starting Jan 1st, you know, because that ups the stamp duty that you need to pay. So essentially what the government has done is it's given home buyers a 3-month window. So now they have time till March to actually go and buy property, register that property and pay stamp duty basis the old ready reckoner rates, which were last changed or which were last hiked in 2014 when the government actually increased rates by almost 20%, by an average of 20% across different markets. Now, these also impact the FSI, the additional FSI that the builder buys from the government. This is bought on the basis of these ready reckoner rates. So essentially, the entire property market comprising buyers and builders are getting a 3-month window from the state government within which they can, do all their real estate transactions and pay stamp duty on the basis of the old ready reckoner rates. The government is doing this essentially because they want to align this to their financial year. Now, the Maharashtra government follows a financial year starting April 1st and ending March 31st like everybody else. It is only the ready reckoner rates that were being changed on December 31st and which were coming into effect on Jan 1st. Starting this year, the government has said that they will now make this change on March 31st only, which means that for this year, in 2016, you're getting a 3-month window, which you'll probably not get in any other year.
3 months, precious time in which you can save precious money. Kavita Krishnan, thank you so much for putting that into perspective. Now, here's some more good news for homeowners in Pune. The Pune Municipal Corporation is offering you a discount on your property tax if you make an early bird payment. Ruchi Deshpande tracks the Pune market and she gets us all the details. Ruchi, who will this move benefit, the PMC or the customer or both?
In a move that will benefit both the Pune Municipal Corporation as well as the home buyer in Pune, the PMC has gone ahead and offered a discount or a rebate on your property tax in 2016. Just to take you through how much of a discount that really is, the PMC has offered a 5 to 10% discount on the property tax that you will pay as a home buyer to the PMC. Also, if you have arrears on it, you get a 5% discount, and in case you have no arrears on it, you get a full 10% discount. Now, note that this discount will be applicable if you file your property tax next year, that is from April to May, that is in the next financial year 2016. Now, how does this move benefit the Pune Municipal Corporation, you ask? Well, the Pune Municipal Corporation's revenue have been suffering since abolishing the lower body tax, which was one of the main sources of revenue for the civic body. Plus, the Pune Municipal Corporation hopes that giving this discount to the Pune home buyer will ensure compliance of filing their property taxes. So it really, to sum it up, it really is a win-win situation for both the civic body as well as the Pune home buyer.
Thank you, Ruchi, for that update. Now, Deal Street's momentum has carried well into the new year 2016 with the action hotting up in the Thane-Belapur belt. Yes, it looks like Mumbai is soon going to get another IT hub. The Thane-Belapur location is transforming with the defunct industrial units being snapped up by IT companies. Sources tell us that a 30-acre land parcel is up for sale by Cabot India. My colleague Aishwarya Paliwal is standing by with those details. Aishwarya, it looks like a mega deal is brewing in Thane-Belapur. Tell us who's bidding for this land parcel and how big is the entire deal expected to be?
Actually, a very big deal is in fact brewing, and we'll hope that this deal comes through in 2016. Now, you will be surprised to know that the Thane-Belapur belt used to be a very big industrial corridor till the 1990s. Since then, close to 3,000 industries have become defunct. But it looks like this belt is way on its way to become Mumbai's next IT hub. Now, parks like Gigaplex and Mindspace are already up and running in this, and a lot of people go there to work every day. Cabot India has put up now 30 acres of land in this area for sale. Now, the bids expected for this are anywhere between 200 to 210 crore rupees. It's a huge amount of money. And the bids are coming from TRIL, K. Raheja Corp and Tishman's Piper. There are other players also in the foray, but these three are the main bidders who sources tell us any three of them could take up this 30 acres of land. Big industries like Reliance Communications and Reliance Industries have already set up their back offices there. Experts tell us that this belt in the coming 2 to 3 years, we can expect the rate anywhere between 50 to 55 rupees per square foot when it comes to commercial properties. Other properties would range anywhere between 40 to 45 rupees. Now, from the looks of it, experts tell us that this could easily be the next Hinjewadi.
The next Hinjewadi is the word coming in from Aishwarya Paliwal. Thank you so much for bringing us that report. Now, Mumbai real estate has also got a fresh vote of confidence. IPAL fund managers headed by Ramesh Jogani has raised 175 crore rupees from HNI investors with a clear mandate to buy in to the Mumbai property market. But here's the interesting piece of information. The fund expects a return of 20 to 25% on this investment. Aishwarya is still with us, and Aishwarya, tell us, what is this deal all about?
Ramesh Jogani's IPAL has actually raised 175 crore rupees for their fund, which is called Residential Opportunities Fund 1. Now, the fund has been specifically raised for the Mumbai region, and it has been raised with the help of a lot of HNIs. For investing, currently they are looking at areas like Parel and Goregaon, and they are looking at under construction properties. Also, they are looking at the mid-income to the luxury category. They don't want to go into affordable, not yet. They are looking at doing pure equity deals, and they want to exhaust this fund in the next 2 to 3 years. And the surprising part is that they are looking at a 20 to 25% return. This is a very good news for people like you and I who want to buy homes, because this will open new avenues, and this will definitely help give a boost to developers who are looking for capital to come into the market.
All right, Aishwarya, we'll let you go at that. But earlier, we also caught up with Ramesh Jogani, Managing Director and CEO of IPAL Fund Managers, and asked him about the funding received by the company. Listen to what he had to say.
This is a domestic fund, so most of the money has come from the major metro cities. That would include Delhi, Bangalore, Mumbai, and a few from cities like Surat and Baroda, and some money from Calcutta. But most of it has been raised domestically. We are going into under construction, and it is at a late stage construction, so where there's no approval risk. A lot of work has already commenced on site, and what we have seen, and that's why we've evolved our fund around this strategy, is a huge discount from ready possession to under construction. What we are doing is capturing on this arbitrage, where as the project matures, the prices keep going on. So it's non-speculative. We are only taking advantage of the liquidity crisis, poor sales, and obviously we'll be looking at developers who have a track record. So we are very, very confident of achieving those targets because it's not purely speculative. And secondly, we are not depending upon prices to rise further.
Now, 2015 saw RBI Governor Raghuram Rajan slash repo rates by 1.25%. Following this, home loans did become cheaper. But the entire quantum of the rate cut is yet to be passed on to the home buyers. Will 2016 then be the year when your home loan will become less expensive? Magic Bricks Now's Kavita Krishnan caught up with Union Bank's Rakesh Sethi. She began by asking him if we could expect more rate cuts in this new year. Listen in.
I think you have to go through 2 or 3 things before looking at whether the rate cut will happen or not. One is that RBI has made it very clear there will be an accommodative stance. So it gives you a bit of an indication, yes, the mood is on the positive side. But there are constraints on the other side of it. If you look at the inflation rate, it has moved from 5 CPI basically. From 5, it has moved to 5.40. So this will be a factor which will certainly remain in the mind of RBI also, whether inflation is coming down or it's going to be up.
You have a new formula to calculate the base rate now. Will we actually see rates going off faster?
Earlier what was happening, if base rate changes in between, customer was getting a benefit, and if it was going upward, it would have been the other way around. But so far stance has been on the declining side. Now in this type of scenario, borrower will have to wait for 1 year to get the rate adjusted. But secondly, now once you know what is your planning, 1 year you can plan your EMIs accordingly, and if they have reduced, certainly you get the benefit of that.
We have a budget coming around the corner. The government is looking to incentivize people to go out and buy homes to kind of kickstart the economy. Should the government look at upping the tax incentive?
I would say present tax incentive by itself is also reasonably good. When your interest and partially the installment cost is also taken care of. Incidentally, if say 10% is 9.65 as of today, if that is the interest charged on a loan, 30% of that is subsidized if your income tax is, so effectively what it is? Close to 6.5 to 7%.
Will my home loan in 2016 become cheaper? I'm not linking it to repo rate. I'm not linking it to the base rates. But just tell me this, as a banker, do you see home loans becoming cheaper in the new year?
Okay, tell me what is your expectation first. Because 9.65, I am saying that is a base rate. Below that, no bank can give. So that is a benchmark which is already given. Invariably 3 to 4 months this festive season, I would say from September to December, nil processing fees. There is no prepayment charges if you want to prepay your loan. So facilities are reasonably there in place. But only thing is, if deposit rate is coming down, certainly why not? The borrower should also get a benefit, and that will happen.
Moving on. The Maharashtra government has an ambitious target to build 3 lakh affordable homes in the next year. And to make that possible, it has now decided to stop using just prefab technology as its only method of construction. My colleague Ruchi Deshpande sent us his report with all the details. Have a look.
The Maharashtra government is taking its first steps towards making sure that housing for all by 2022 becomes a reality in the next year. Now, it has gone ahead and considered other technologies in order to make sure that low-cost housing or affordable housing has been set up, and this technologically neutral way can be used when it is giving away contracts for the housing bids. Now, remember that previously Maharashtra government has been using prefabricated construction technology, and this has been going on around since 1984, which means builders who have this technology will only be granted contracts regarding low-cost housing. Now, we learned from ministry sources that there was a standing committee elected way back in August this year that comprised of the CEO of MAHA, the Principal Secretary of the Housing Ministry, in addition to the engineers from IIT Bombay as well as VJIT. Now, this committee has already compiled all the research for different technologies in order to make sure that low-cost housing becomes a reality with the help of developers. They have assembled together these methods and are going to release it early next year, that is January 2016. That's right, this is in 2016 is when this committee formed by the Maharashtra government will start awarding these bids to other builders instead of using the prefabricated construction technology.
Time now for our special series on investment opportunities in the new year, Property 2016. Take a look at a market which has seen a huge turnaround over the last 1 year, and that market is Hyderabad. My colleague Amita Balachandra tells us why Hyderabad could be a good investment, especially if you're looking to invest in real estate in 2016.
Now, while we've been talking about residential and commercial markets in different cities, especially the top 4 metros, there's one city that has had a turnaround over the last 1 year, and that is Hyderabad. And why not? There's been a change in the government, which means political stability. There's also been strong demand for commercial realty, especially in the western region of Hyderabad. This obviously has had a direct impact on residential real estate market, with some of the emerging areas being High-Tech City, Madhapur, Gachibowli. Additionally, several neighborhoods are also likely to benefit from infrastructure, especially metro connectivity, such as Uppal and LB Nagar in the east and Falaknuma in the south. Let's take a look at a couple of numbers here. While the number of launches this year has been low when compared to last year in the residential market, absorption has been steady. On the other hand, commercial realty in the city has seen increase in supply and office space absorption has been steady as well. However, when compared to its competitors, Pune and Chennai, the last 1 year has clearly been a turnaround for the city of Hyderabad, and clearly it has had an edge over the two cities.
Now, we also caught up with Ghulam Zia, Executive Director at Knight Frank, and asked him how both the residential and commercial markets have fared so far, and also what his outlook for 2016 is. Listening to what he had to say.
The residential market of Hyderabad is coming out of the woods. The last couple of years of political uncertainty and lots of local issues had kept this market absolutely kind of in comatose. So at last, with some political stability coming back, many of the office seekers, the IT companies, even other services sectors have started looking at Hyderabad favorably, and that has obviously clearly reflected upon the housing demand in the city. And going forward as well, it seems to be continuing because besides the stability, even the work, infrastructure improvement, like for example the metro that is under construction is going ahead at fast pace, and that is also improving the public transport system of the city. So overall, we are looking at a pretty positive scenario for Hyderabad city. The growth of Hyderabad has always been in the vicinity of or around the western region of Hyderabad because of the major IT and office spaces have always been located over here, starting from High-Tech City, that's Madhapur, to Gachibowli, to Kokapet, and a lot of these areas are in the vicinity. And that's exactly where the office spaces or the office space absorption or job creation keeps on happening. While east, which is Uppal and some locations in that vicinity, have also started slowly showing up, but overall office space absorption still remains focused on western side. 2016 will continue to be positive for Hyderabad. Starting from 2015, the green shoots were already visible, and those green shoots are expected to bloom and to grow and give the city a kind of an edge over many others, like for example definitely over Chennai and Pune. So with that happening, the economic drivers for the city are falling in place. We spoke about infrastructure with metro opening up, with best of the roads, best of the public infrastructure, public transport infrastructure in place. This city is poised for a growth in 2016 as well.
From experts to citizens then, what do they expect from the realty market in 2016? Are they waiting for another price correction? Will more fence-sitters buy homes in 2016? Are they eagerly awaiting the arrival of the much sought-after realty regulator? To answer all these questions, my colleagues Deepa Rana and Juhika Desai caught up with a few citizens in Delhi and Mumbai. Here are a few expectations of the Delhi citizens. First up.
I wish that in the new year the price also come down, it become more reasonable.
So first of all, I think the tax level, they should restructure it. I think that is the prime thing. Actually, the common man's needs should be kept in mind. Whatever they discuss in parliament or whatever the bill they are going to pass, common man's needs, that should be in their prime concern.
Everyone want to have their own house, and until unless the prices are come down, people will not be able to have their own house.
The prices are a different issue, but sometimes customers are feeling fleeced by real estate developers. So that real estate regulatory bill is very important.
A humble request to the opposition that at least they should run the parliament. Unless the parliament is functioning, how can you get any of the bills passed?
So that was Delhi then. Let's move on to Amchi, Mumbai. What hopes do Mumbaikars have from the country's most expensive real estate market in 2016? Take a look.
I think that the inventory is too much and there are no buyers, and this is just an hype. The prices should come down. It has many good advantages for the people, and it has to pass, because without passing this bill, nobody is going to benefit.
Already there's a lot of softening in the prices, but I think in the days to come it's going to soften further.
The rate of interest is already being gone down, so that is a good thing what government has done. So I believe, I think that is apart from that, any other taxes and all things can go down on, so it can help consumers to go for houses.
They can't afford such a big इतना rate से buy नहीं कर सकते, तो थोड़ा सोचना चाहिए. 2-3,000 per square feet के हिसाब से मिडिल क्लास के लिए अगर आ जाएगा तो it's okay.
So, understandably, citizens are clearly hoping for prices to correct more in the near future in both Delhi and Mumbai. Let's now move on to India's very own Silicon Valley, Bengaluru. What does the market have in store for 2016? My colleague Rahul Dayama caught up with one of the top brokers in the city to find out. Take a look.
In terms of new launches is there an aggressive launch from builders here? What can consumers expect in terms of launches the coming year?
The last quarter has seen a lot of aggressive launches, and I think we're expecting that to continue in the first quarter of 2016. So the aggressive launches will continue. There is a little slowdown on the residential sector, but we expect that to be very temporary, because the commercial sector is doing very well, and that will sustain the residential market, especially in Bangalore.
So you're pointing out that there's a little bit of a slowdown in the residential sector. What are the factors really? Is it the macroeconomic conditions, or what really is driving to this sort of a slowdown you referred to?
I think basically it's because of the inventory. There's a lot of inventory right now, where the catch-up has to happen. Like I said, it's just temporarily because the commercial sector is doing very well. The last year you've seen the commercial absorption of rental was the highest in the country. So that will take care of the residential sector. And we looked at the second half of the 2016, you'll find the markets doing much better.
All right. Also, in terms of areas here in Bangalore, largely the demand is driven across the IT corridor, your Whitefield, Sajapur area. But do you see this trend continuing? Where are you really seeing the inquiries, the interest from buyers coming? Which are the neighborhoods that are really driving the interest?
The IT corridor will continue to absorb more flats and more inquiries. But the new sector is the Bangalore North sector, where the airport is right now. So in the next 5-6 years, you'll see a lot of growth happening in the Bangalore North sector, especially Bellary Road and Hennu Road and those Jalali, Yelanka. So this is the sector that will be in the limelight in the coming years.
And And with that, we are out of time here on the show. But remember, if you have any feedback or suggestions for us, write to us on the email ID flashing on your screens. We're also on Twitter and Facebook, so feel free to tweet to us or post a query on our Facebook page. We would absolutely love to hear from you. Also, remember to check out our live streaming website, www.mbnow.in. And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of the news on Magic Bricks Now. Thank you so much for watching. This is Krishna Kumar signing off.